And I figure before I start fielding my new Slaanesh army, I'm going to need a wizard, not only to conjure up spells, but to prevent spells being cast and nobbling my troops. So this is the one I've gone for. I'm not a big fan, I've said before on videos, I'm not a big fan of sculpted smoke, which is what we've got here, but there's no way around that. But I see that as a painting challenge. A single wizard figure. I'm looking forward to painting this. I'm going to go a bit more colourful on this one, and it's quite incredible. The detail is incredible, but what is also incredible is the fact that even though this is a single small figure, I've got to do it in sub-assemblies. Namely, can you see in there? There is a face. Can you see that? Can you see the eyes and the nose? Right? To get in there and paint that, I can't have this strange oxen hat on. So that's just blue tacked in place. And also, I want to have, the wizard's going to have a black cloak, but purple robes. And to get in there to paint the black is going to be nigh on impossible. So this arm, as you can see, is blue tacked at the shoulder. Now that could present a problem in that normally in an arm, you know, you just glue it back on after you've painted it. But look, there's a part of the robe comes off and down. Oh, I've got to sand that. I hadn't spotted that. That's part of that. But I am going to be using contrast paints. So hopefully everything's going to pan out all right. Well, here we are, primed in Wraithbone. So time to detach. So off comes the arm and off comes the hat. And hopefully now you can see, yeah, look, I have two eyes and a nose just there to somehow paint. Well, with the face done, I've turned to the robes and I've put on this fetching pink called Emperor's Children, and this is where I'm starting to panic slightly. I'm going to put some Magos purple over that and hopefully all will be well. I'm almost done here. I think if you wanted to, you could easily paint this in a day using just contrast paints. So the bulk is pretty much done. The question is, what do I do about this mirror? She's holding a mirror up. And how do you represent that mirror? Magic mirror, if you like. What I'm going to try is I'm going to put a bit of gloss varnish on there. And then I'm going to sprinkle a tiny amount of that just to see what happens. Well, that seems to have worked-ish. I seem to have trapped a lot of the pinkly purpley ones, which is fine. You know, it's Slaanesh, they're known for that colour. But I would like to have had more of those like little green ones that you can see there, which sparkle according to how it catches the light. But I don't want to put any more on in case I balls it up. So yeah, that's all right. That's okay. Well, I've just got to dry brush the base, then I can do the cloak, then I can put the loincloth thing in, and I think almost ready to start assembling. It's all a bit so-so, her staff. That ball I was going to have just plain black. Then I thought I'd put some white dots on it to just infer that something's all sparkly inside or what have you, and that didn't look right. So what I've done is I've put a couple of layers of Tamiya Clear Red over. It's kind of all right. I think it will look better once I've painted the gold all around it and do the smoke effects. Still not looking forward to doing the smoke effects, and still haven't really got a clue what colour to do them. So yeah, I think, yeah, we're pretty much done. I'll return when everything's finished and put together. All right, there we go, all done. Not too happy with how that black orb came out. I did it black with white dots and it looked terrible, so I put some Tamiya clear red over it, and no, not too keen on that. With the smoke, I just went with smoke. I was going to go coloured smoke to make it more like, you know, magical smoke, but in the end I've just tried a smoke. It's all right. All that bit up there is all right. I still like this turquoise colour, but no, I'm pretty happy with it. This is just not me to paint pretty, but yeah, that's my pretty wizard from Slaanesh. So that's that project over. Next project, this is a two-part video. This one is going to be an Infernal Enrapturess. All right. This one gave me a wizard for my army. This one is giving me artillery. So far, I have no units which can fire anything, which is going to make things a bit uneven during a battle. This thing I'm really looking forward to. I just picked it up from a shop this morning, and I'm looking forward to it because, as pretty as that one is, on the battlefield we're going to have something out of Hellraiser, because this one, as you can see, is using the entrails, I guess they're the entrails of this poor fella, as strings of this musical instrument, which you can then fire at. So I'm looking forward to doing this. I'm going to really go gory on this one and go horror on this one. So let's have a quick look before I get started. We have one of them bases. Let's move that. I'll have a look at the instructions in a minute. Let's have a look at the sprue first. So there's the entrails stroke tendons, or whatever they are. Don't know what that is. That's his back, where he's, poor sod's had a Slaanesh symbol burnt or carved into his back. Yeah, this is going to be a gore fest, I think. Yeah, that's his torso just there. Where's her face? Just looking for her face. I think that thing I couldn't understand what it is her face. Yeah, that's her. Him, them, they. Yeah, so just one small sprue, because it is one figure with a musical instrument. So let's have a quick look. All right, so, okay, yet again, I can see here, you don't really, okay, you've got to have a building challenge, but you could easily have had that bit with legs attached, and you could easily have that bit with the torso attached. All right, and then there's his head. And that's him done, all on one page. What we got here? All right, what needless bits do you have to do? That, oh. Look, there we are again. Look, you've got to stick a toe onto a foot. Oh, the challenge of that. Yeah, it's a lot of farting around again, isn't it? Never mind. It all looks like it's just a standard build. There's no alternative parts. It's going to have to be sub-assemblies though. They cannot be attached to the thing. What is going on here? Hang on. Oh, I see. So that's her, his, they's other claw. So more than likely I've got to paint that separately from the rest of them. Yeah. Oh, I see, because it is using the claw to actually pluck the instrument. All right. Not too big a build. Just as well, today's Saturday. I've ordered something to pick up next Saturday, which is going to be a bit of a bigger build. So yeah, look, you've got to choose between one of these two weapons, and that's the one I think I'll go for. Euphonic Blast, range of 24. You only have one attack though. Bigger range, only one attack, 2's to hit, 3's to wound, -3 rend, that is good, and a D3 damage, or 18 inches. It's not so easy to hit with, not so easy to wound, only -1 rend and only 1 damage, but you get 6 attacks. But you've got to choose each time which one you're going to fire, and then it's Ravaging Claws. So yeah, this is going to be good. I'm looking forward to the painting far more than I am to the building. Well, I've had to have a complete rethink on how to go about this model. That fella, that was fine, but the demonette witch person is a real problem in that, let's take her off the blue tack, I need to paint the inside of her cloak, but that's one bit of her cloak. That's another bit of her cloak plus upper thigh of her right leg. That's the front left part of her cloak. And then there's another bit of cloak there. And there's absolutely no way that once I've glued them all together, that I'll be able to get in there, not only to paint the back of the cloak, but also the legs. So I'm going to have to do all of these in sub-assemblies, which should be all right because I'm going to use the contrast paints for the cloak, and that's just one coat. So it won't matter that, you know, I've got separate bits of cloak. As long as the join is smooth between the two pieces, it won't matter that I've already painted the pieces and put them together. And the join should be smooth because it's clever. The actual join is actually built into a fold of the cloak thing. All right. So yeah, this is really weird. I'm going to have to paint each little bit separately, even the foot here. By the way, that was one toe to attach on that as well. Yeah, and just go with it there. On here, I've got her strumming claw hand, and there's her other arm. I'm going to paint these on the sprue and snip them off. This is, I thought it would be fiddly, but I didn't realise it was going to be this fiddly. Right, so this chap, under the artificial light here, he looks more healthy than I've actually painted him. Basically, all I've done is over the Wraithbone primer, I've dry brushed pallid witch flesh, and then I put a very, very watered down with the medium stuff, Acadian flesh tone, no, Acadian medium, that's right, sorry. Yeah, so he is a lot paler than he appears to be under this artificial light. As you can see, you've just blocked out the gold at the top. This is going to be a pinky, metallic-y, pinky, purpley colour. I'm looking forward to doing this. These aren't his entrails. I thought they were entrails. They're not. Look, they just come out of his back. So these are like tendons or something that have been stretched to be the strings of the instrument. And oh yeah, his little loincloth is coming along. Then we have 1, 2, 3 parts to make up her cloak. All right, and what I've done there is that washed with shyish purple. So this is the inside, and also I've had to paint her legs. And yeah, same thing again. This is pallid witch flesh, washed with very watered down Rucci violet, and I've just been dry brushing the pallid witch flesh back over. I want her quite pale. All right, so soon I can start putting these little bits together, I guess. So I'm nearly done with this upper area. All I've really got to do is put some contrast paints on the dangly bits there, and put his loincloth on, and then the fun part, the bit I'm really looking forward to doing, which is goring him up, these tendons, and also that scar that's on his back. All right, so that's that. Now this one is coming along fine, except yeah, I've hit a bit of a snag, and that is, unless I'm being very dense, and I can't see here in this photo what I'm supposed to do. This multi-part cloak thing of hers, theirs, right? So you got that bit which attaches to the leg, right? Then that which has the right leg, all right? And then a front part which goes on there, which, by the way, almost completely covers up that left leg. There's no point in doing it. So that's that stage, all right? But then there's part 14, right? One last piece, which it says goes along there, join there, all right? Now, as I say, unless I'm being very dense, I don't know how this works, because there's where it's meant to go. This is said piece. As you can see, I've painted it on the inside, but it does not match up at all. It's too long. This piece won't fit. Oh, let me get that in shot. Look, it is the right piece. It is piece 14, and that is the way it goes. That's the glue-in edge. Oh, no, sorry, I can't do this one-handed. But trust me, it won't fit. Can I show it to you there like that? Look, if I put that up there, it's the wrong shape and it don't fit. I don't understand what's going on. I think what I have to do is go on the Games Workshop page and use the whole 360 thing and try and work out what on earth's going on. Well, this is very unusual. I've never done a project before where I actually have to finish the base first. But of course, with this model, you have to. There's no way, once these two are actually glued to the base, that you're going to be able to put scatter material around it, let alone paint it. So base is done. This guy is almost done. I've just got to gloss up the tendons and that. I think that's as far as I'm going with the gore. All right, I have varied it somewhat, so it's not just blotches of red. I don't know if you can see in there. And I did think about doing drips off of his scar, but I think I'm going to leave it like that. So that's him done, and he'll be going on the base like so. She's nearly done. I've just got to, come on, I've just got to finish the detailing around on her cloak and pick out all the jewels, and she's going to be sort of like so, strumming on his tendons. There's a phrase I've never said before. And there we go, my first artillery piece all done. Incredibly fiddly, but great fun to do. Very pleased with it, but I'd still like to know where that fold of skirt was supposed to have gone.